What's good? This is Ryu here. Today we'll be talking about speed in early Dragon Ball Z.
So people have often asked how fast the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z manga and anime characters are. The answer to this has been hotly contested for decades. Many people from back when Outskirts Battle Dome was relevant as the most popular power scaling website were arguing that even by the end of Dragon Ball Z, the characters were still below light speed even well into the early 2000s. Of course, they were objectively wrong, whether you use the manga or the anime, but that was a stance that they seriously held well up until around the time Dragon Ball Super landed for some people. Then, upon further inspection, as the old downplayers continuously were proven wrong and more actual Dragon Ball fans started to seriously assess the series feats-wise, it was quickly accepted that even characters like Roshi from the original Dragon Ball and Piccolo from the start of Z had at least relativistic feats for their casual ki attacks being able to strike the moon in seconds, and that Goku being able to outrun the light of the solar flare from Tien and dodge the Red Ribbon Army's lasers placed even end of Dragon Ball and beginning of Z characters at faster than light speeds, with their increasing multipliers from things like Kaioken and Super Saiyan vastly boosting these numbers even conservatively. After this, other statements and feats that were ignored were starting to be properly analyzed and applied. A big step for this was scaling the anime feats, which were previously almost always ignored. Things like Goku moving faster than his spaceship or crossing Otherworld, an infinite-sized realm bigger than the universe, in moments, catapulted the Dragon Ball Z anime to vast levels of speed that nobody ever thought they would be accepted at. Of course, the Dragon Ball Super anime brought its own feats into the fold for analysis as it progressed. But there are some feats still that were largely ignored or overlooked from the original anime and manga, which place the earlier characters at far higher levels than previously thought. Today we're going to be talking about one such feat that can lay a conservative foundation for the speed of Ginyu Force level fighters and help fill in a gap between the faster-than-light characters from the late Dragon Ball and early Dragon Ball Z eras and the infinite speeds of base Goku, who was able to cross the Otherworld during the Otherworld tournament arc.
So everybody has heard of how early Dragon Ball Z characters can move even faster than their spaceships. We see this with feats such as Goku dodging oncoming meteors while his ship travels through space, or Frieza and Goku moving too fast for King Kai to see during their battle, even though King Kai can easily follow their spaceship. A less known feat is that the Ginyu Force was flying so fast to get to the Dragon Balls that Krillin, Gohan, and Vegeta can't sense them or see them arrive, despite the fact that they could easily sense them as they approach with their spaceships. Krillin even notes that the reason they couldn't sense the Ginyu Force flying towards them was that the Ginyu Force was moving so fast after they got out of their spaceships that they couldn't even sense them incoming. This one happens in both the anime and manga, making it that much more of a critical feat for those who are opposed to using anime-only scenes. So what does this actually mean when it comes to the numbers though? Well, there's the infamous calculation for Goku going from Earth to Namek in 6 days, which are shown as being in separate quadrants of the universe. This is according to Toriyama's own map of the Dragon Ball universe, and by the fact that King Kai states that Namek is outside of his jurisdiction, or in other words, outside the north quadrant of the universe. Crossing such a distance in 6 days and lowballing the map to the size of the observable universe, going by the scale given on the map, would result in the ship conservatively being trillions of times faster than light. However, it's likely much higher realistically, given that the Dragon Ball universe is actually infinite in size. But let's say you don't like the fact that Toriyama's map isn't always to scale, like we see in the case of Snake Way for example. We can actually get another solid number that doesn't rely on the map to gauge the speed of the Frieza Force's spaceships and Goku's spaceship. This comes from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, where Frieza's ship and other minor ships cross the galaxy very quickly to use the Dragon Balls on Earth. In 73 seconds in screen time, Frieza goes from being outside the Milky Way galaxy to landing on Earth. First we need to find out the distance between the ship and the galaxy when they started traveling, using a bit of pixel scaling and angle sizing from a shot where Frieza's spaceship is seen in front of the Milky Way galaxy, and assuming Earth is on the edge of the galaxy, we come up with a total distance traveled of about 99,305 light-years, which when crossed over 73 seconds would equate to 42.9 billion times the speed of light. So in essence, we can say that even Ginyu Force level fighters are faster than these spaceships, which are at least 42.9 billion times the speed of light, and possibly vastly upward of trillions of times the speed of light.